ask baseball questions, I'll answer baseball questions.
Do you plan to reach out to the gay community about any of this, or no?
Again, if you want to go baseball questions, I made my statement on it. I'll answer baseball questions.
But do you have no response to the commissioner saying inadequate and unclear communication?
I'll answer baseball questions.
Buster, why do you want to only answer baseball questions? There are some very important matters that the public is debating outside this organization.
I'm going to answer baseball questions.
Are they deaf? How many times does Buster Posey have to answer the same question? How many times does the president of baseball operations for the San Francisco Giants have to tell you, I'm only answering questions about baseball? Buster, which letter in LGBT best represents you personally? B, because I'm only answering questions about baseball. Buster, do you support Transgender Day of Visibility? I'm only answering questions about baseball. How do you feel about the indigenous tribes and the fact that your baseball team is playing baseball on their sacred land that was given to them by the Iroquois spirit Orinda? I'm only answering questions about baseball. I don't know how much clearer Buster Posey could have been. The dude is telling you, I am here to talk about baseball, and our useless media, they're asking about ancient Native American spirits? Buster Posey literally told you, I don't want to talk about wiener unless it's the wiener on sale at the concession stand. I'm not taking any questions about wiener. Yet for some reason, the media relentlessly questioned him about wiener. Look, Buster Posey and the San Francisco Giants, they are not blameless here. Matter of fact, the Major League Baseball team in the city of Rainbows, they brought all of this on themselves. This is why you keep politics out of baseball. And it's damn sure the reason you keep the rainbow out of baseball. I know this probably sounds mean. I'm sure deacons at Woke United Methodist would describe it as intolerant. But this is the reason people are growing tired of being tolerant. Hell, look at what's happening right now in New York City. You want to know the end result of blind tolerance? The greatest city in the world turns into a toxic dump. You cannot give in to these people. You can't give in to doofus Democrats. You can't acquiesce to their doofus demands. Because if you do, and as soon as you resist, as soon as you're tired of talking about pride during the 5th inning of a Major League Baseball game, they move their tents and mobile homes, or as the rest of us prefer to call them, trash cans. They move their tents and residential trash cans outside of your nicely polished baseball stadium, and they protest. They try to discourage or prevent normal people from coming to your games. A couple of weeks ago, the San Francisco Giants celebrated Pride. It was a very special night in the city of Rainbows as 10 loving couples entered into matrimony before the game. Watch it for yourself.
Your vows as it officially renews, and you will stay married forever.
How lovely. I'm sure it is every father's dream to take their young son to a Major League Baseball game, and instead of seeing professional baseball, father and son get to watch Ray Gay get married. Just imagine paying to see a Major League Baseball game and you're served with a wedding instead. Me personally, I don't like attending weddings when they are bribing me to attend with free food and drinks. I don't drink, and I would much rather make my own food. The only time I ever send thank you cards is when I'm not invited to someone's wedding. But during their celebration of Pride, several Giants players, they decided to modify their mandatory Pride hats. They wrote Bible verses on the side of their hat explaining the real meaning of the rainbow. Now, for those that don't know, the rainbow is a symbol of God's promise to mankind to never destroy the entire earth again with a flood. God's intention with the rainbow. Well, I would never be so prideful to assume that I know the intention or the mind of God, but I'm pretty sure God had no intention of the rainbow being used as a symbol of pride, since, you know, according to the Bible, pride is a sin. But a couple of weeks ago, we covered this story here on the channel. Once my video was uploaded, I had no intention of talking about this again. The Giants, they tried to celebrate pride. Some of their players rejected it. End of story. Unfortunately for the Giants, the story continues. For starters, Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, he sent a written warning to players admonishing them for altering their uniforms. Writing Bible verses on your hat is no bueno. Obviously, normal people were upset about this. I mean, why is it acceptable to force players to taste the rainbow? Why is it acceptable to force players to promote something that they don't support themselves, but it's no bueno to promote the Word of God? Someone please make it make sense. With the Giants having several players who not only rejected pride, they are also standing firm in their Christian beliefs, it caused deacons at Woke United Methodist in San Francisco to be outraged. Some of the deacons, they have left their usual place of employment, which is standing on the corner asking for loose change, and they have moved their job outside of Oracle Park to protest the injustice, to protest the lack of inclusivity in this corrupt, oppressive organization. Yesterday, the San Francisco Giants, the San Francisco Gate, one of the local media outlets in San Francisco, they interviewed one of the Sunday school teachers at Woke United Methodist. Naturally, he's holding up a rainbow sign featuring words that almost resemble the English language, and he is expressing his outrage towards the Giants organization. Watch it for yourself.
This is the first time I've ever been embarrassed to be a Giants fan. Like, I feel like I don't even know this team anymore. I haven't missed an opening day except for COVID year. You know, like I every Star Wars Day, every Fan Fest, every Fan Appreciation Day, this was supposed to be my happy place. This is a place that I go to feel joy and connection with my community, and they've taken that. They've ruined it. I don't want to be part of it. I gave all my tickets away. I canceled all my subscriptions. They're not going to get a cent from me. I don't want to not be in there. I love this place. Being a decent human being and standing up for civil rights is more important than baseball.
This is supposed to be my safe space. I no longer feel safe in my safe space. They've ruined this for me. I told all of the inhabitants in my local commune to sell their season tickets and donate the money to a woke church of their choosing. It's just so unfair. In fairness to whoever the hell that was in that clip, he seems like a smart dude, very well spoken. Even though we like different things, I prefer mustard on my wiener, while he probably prefers a protective rubber coating. But if I sat next to him at a Major League Baseball game and we talked about baseball for 9 innings, it would probably be fun. He's probably a good dude to sit next to while watching a game. But now, he has removed himself from that potential experience. This dude, who preaches messages of unity, he has removed himself from a sport that unifies people. Why? Well, according to him, being a decent human being, standing up for civil rights, that is far more important than baseball. Let me ask you something. What civil rights is he standing for? Who is the enemy? What battle is he fighting? You live in the most inclusive liberal city in America. San Francisco is literally known as the city of rainbows. So what are you fighting for? Because it seems to me, in your quest to stand up for civil rights, you're actually trampling on the civil rights of others. You're demonizing players because they have different beliefs. You're demonizing the Giants organization because they are finally realizing that it was a major mistake to embrace the woke fungus. Look, it's not just a mistake for teams to embrace the woke fungus. Teams, sports leagues, they should not embrace the disease of politics, period. If I'm at a baseball game, I don't want to hear about MAGA. If I'm at a baseball game, I don't want to hear about Israel or the southern border. You know, last night, I had a lovely woman send me a DM on Twitter. Now, most of the time when women are sending me DMs on Twitter, it's either bots or fake aspiring OnlyFans models. You're so cute. Are you married? But this lovely woman, she contacted me to tell me her story. A couple of months ago, she lost her husband. She said it was sudden. I'm assuming maybe it was something like a car accident. Either way, her husband is no longer living. As she was working through her grief, she was watching my channel every day. She told me that 3 times a day, my channel provided her with a distraction. Every day she woke up, she knew for 30 to 40 minutes of her day, she would have me to distract her. That's what this is all about. I'm not analyzing the war in Iran because I don't know shit about war. We touch on politics a little bit, but it's mostly lighthearted. We make fun of Zorro Mamdani or cackling Cam Harris, Omar Elon, but this channel's not a place for hardcore political analysis. This channel is a distraction. It's entertainment. 3 times a day, you can forget about everything else that's going on. You can forget about problems with the kids. You can forget about your doofus boss and the job you hate, and you can get lost in whatever the hell it is I'm talking about. It's the same thing with sports. It's the same thing with anything you watch on TV besides the news. The NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, their product is a game. For 3 hours, their only goal should be to entertain you. For 3 hours, you can escape the rest of the world and emotionally invest yourself into something that really doesn't matter. The formula is simple, and the formula has worked for decades. But for some reason, over the last 5 or 6 years, sports leagues have allowed their platforms to be infected with the woke fungus. And now, at least with the Giants, now that they don't want to talk about it, now that they seem to want to distance themselves, now that they don't want to answer questions about pride, the Giants have no one to blame but themselves. All you had to do was play baseball. Instead, you wanted to celebrate pride. And this is the end result. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.